So maybe you're feeling like 2021 so far has kicked your behind like tough, just like me. But in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do a 2021 mid-year reset slash realignment and create a more actionable goal steps that you can follow to actually realize some of these dreams for the rest of the year.
These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take the hit.
Hello my YouTube family and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nompi and this is the Show Up with Nompi, where we are learning how to practice self-love by showing up for ourselves, for our dreams, goals and aspirations. If you are like me, you are tired of being gripped by fear, self-doubt and procrastination, then honey, you have found your tribe. Stick around because we are going to dream, plan and do to a better life together, honey. So what are we showing up for today? We are showing up for our vision board. Remember the thing you did in the beginning of the year when you were feeling like you are on top of the world and you can do everything? Well, I am urging you to go back to that vision board and if you didn't do a vision board and you did something more like a list of goals or aspirations that you want to achieve, go back to that, and we are just going to go through that and just realign our dreams and realign our plans so that the rest of the year can hopefully be better than the last few 6 months. Why a reset slash realignment, right? I know that a lot of us have had a very tough year. I'm going to speak for myself. My year has not been perfect, guys, and there's a lot of things that I would have loved to do that I never got to do, and I'm really just using this time. It's not too late. I know it's July and someone is thinking, oh, I should have done that in June, but come on guys, don't give up. It's not too late to reopen that vision board, which was once exciting, but now it represents your failed dreams and it makes you miserable. We can turn that around, okay? We can turn that around, and that is exactly what we're going to do today. And I'm going to give you the steps on how I'm actually creating, redefining and realigning my year and transforming my vision board into more of an action board. The reason why I'm doing this is I kind of realized that throughout the year, my vision board was awesome, great. I'm thankful for it. But I would have loved something that actually shows me actionable steps, reminds me of the actionable steps that I need to complete. Whereas my vision board was more of like the end goal. And sometimes it overwhelmed me looking at the gap I need to close before I reach that end goal. Or sometimes I just felt miserable when something didn't happen and I realized I'm not going to reach this goal, or it felt like I'm not going to reach this goal. The vision board basically turned into a list of my failed dreams. So we are transforming it, and we are going to start with the very first step. The first thing that I would urge you to do, which is what I did, was I looked at my vision board and slash goal sheet, and then I just reflected upon everything. Firstly, I allowed myself to congratulate myself and celebrate those things that I did achieve. Some of these things in my life was my job, actually getting more money from my job, also starting my channel. Yes, starting my channel for me was amazing. And it's been something I've been trying to do for about 6 years. So finally getting to do that was absolutely amazing. And then some of the other things was just smaller things, just learning how to show up a little bit more for myself. But in terms of like physical goals, I'll say the two things that I was super proud of myself for this year was promotion and also starting my channel. And then you move on to the harder part, right? We move on to the harder part, which is looking at those things that you did not manage to do. The two categories: it's things you tried and failed at, but also it's things that you did not manage to do or you haven't even started for that, right? My suggestion of what I did was look at those things that I didn't manage to begin or failed at, and then process them, look at them, acknowledge them, and then most importantly, forgive yourself. I had to forgive myself for the goals and aspirations and the dreams that I have not begun to do this year. This is a very pivotal step, right? If you do not go through the process of forgiving yourself for what you did not do or didn't do right, or the choices you made, you are gonna go through this thing feeling so mad at yourself and harboring so much resentment at yourself. And this can lead to a lot of negative self-talk and just, not very uplifting talks that you have with yourself about how you are lazy, you can't do anything, you're a failure, you are inconsistent, you're just not a committed person, you don't take your goals seriously. So in order for you not to harbor those feelings and carry them into the new year, sorry, not new year, and carry them into the new half year, it's to learn to forgive yourself for the things that you didn't do and really just tell yourself, you know what, I forgive you, and we are going to do better and we are going to be better. So yeah, that's the first step. And then let's get into step number 2. So the second step I had to do was declutter. Declutter your goals, guys. This is very important because you might have a lot of things that either are not as important as you thought they were, or are not practical to do for the next half year, or they just really didn't mean as much as you thought. So declutter your goals slash commitments. I have a video where I basically decluttered my goals slash commitments, and it actually made me feel so much better just from decluttering all those things and really prioritizing and focusing my mind in the things that matter. It made me feel so much better, and it reduced my anxiety and it reduced my feeling of overwhelm. I looked at keeping about 1 to 2 things in each area of my life. It's very important. I know you think you're a superwoman and you can do everything and you can do all things because you, every woman, it's all in you. Nope. Rest, my girl. Rest, okay? Be kind to yourself. Be understanding that life happens. Remember, life happens while you dream, plan, and do. And then you have to adjust and pivot. So create a plan that works for you and be kind to yourself. I know we think we can do everything. I know the movies have showed us women doing big and bad things, like 5 million big and bad things, but we are not in the movies, okay? We don't live for an hour a day. We live for 24 hours, and those 24 hours can get rough, if you know what I mean. So what I did was I kept about 1 to 2 goals in each area of my life, or like an overarching goal for each area of my life. So for example, I have my side hustle. My side hustle is to create a business that can sustain itself. So I do have a lot of side hustles that I do. I have a sewing fashion business, and I really want to just put more time into that because this year, when it comes to my business, it has kicked my butt. Okay, I started a boutique and it failed. So many things, but that's another video for another day. For now, just kind of have an overarching goal for each area of your life, and then that's gonna get us to step number 3. So stick around to step number 3. The next thing that you need to do, which is very important, and this is probably the second most important thing to do after forgiving yourself, is taking those 1 or 2 goals that you put in each area. I prefer one more, like, to be honest, I prefer having one, but let's say you have 1 or 2 in each area, and really creating like some sort of like an actionable plan, a mini plan, like a micro tiny little plan, so that it gives you ideas of the things that you need to have on your vision board slash action board, right? So I'm going to give you an example with my side hustle. It's sew something every week related to my business. Just sew something every week related to my business. Now you start to see what you can do. You start to see how it looks like when you achieve that goal, right? It's not so much about it's a shady thing that you're not sure what it is or you're not sure how to get there. And now the next thing is that you're going to take those mini actions, and that's what's going to go on your action board. So instead of having a pretty woman with a six-pack on your action board, you're going to have a meal plan. For example, if you say you want to plan your meals, you're going to have your meal plan there. It's not going to be a woman with a skinny body or a six-pack, whatever floats your boat. Honestly, it's not just about like having the end goal on your action vision board. It's more around looking at a board that reminds you of the daily actions that you need to take in order to achieve your goals, aspirations, and dreams. And what I love about the action board is that you can play around with it and transform it throughout the months and throughout the rest of the year. All right, guys, so I'm excited to show you my action board, and my action board is special to me. And I also, if you want to see how to get more tips on creating an action board slash vision board, take a look at my video on around how to create a vision board on Canva, because I did mine on Canva. So basically, my theme is still the show up with Nompi. I still want to show up, but now how, which was missing previously on my board, was how. And I am centered around routines and habits. It's creating the right routines and creating the right habits that allow me to show up for that person. There are things that I want to achieve for the year. I did have to let go of a lot of other things that I couldn't achieve, but there are things that I really want to achieve for this year, and it's going to require me to implement routines. I'm going to be sewing at least once a week. I'm going to sew something that has to factor into my routines that I have to do for the day. So I have realized it's about the daily actionable steps that you can take. So my action board is focused on creating routines that allow me to wake up and know what I need to do, that I don't have to think about it before I started. And another thing I just want to mention about my routines is that I have created routines for the person I am today. I know we love creating routines for the girl we want to be in like 5 years. You know, that girl can wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and she will be like amazing for the rest of the day. But who you are today is not that person, okay? So the quickest way to fail on your routines is by creating routines that do not work for you today, that work for you for the girl you want to be in 5 years. I know it's tempting not to do that, but you're still not that girl, okay? If you were that girl, you would not be trying this whole thing. So create routines that work for who you are today, and you will see a major difference in how you handle things. So basically, the theme is routines, routines, routines. And also, another thing I have on my action board is I really want to focus on less is more. Less is more. I want to have less in my life. And that's why I decluttered my plans and the things I want to do. It's not about doing more, but it's more about doing less and being fulfilled and being mindful and intentional while doing that. And that's why I moved from like having many life goals to having like 1 or 2 goals that I'm focusing on. And also another thing, I want to focus on being and doing. You know, being and doing, and not so much being stuck in my head. So that kind of flows into my action board as well, around being more intentional and mindful with everything that I do. So guys, that is it. If you guys actually want to see how I created the action board on Canva and the pictures that I used and where I found them, let me know. But thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you next time. In the meantime, honeys, let us dream, plan, and do to a better life together, honeys. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, but more importantly, share with your friends, okay? Share. You're going to share that stuff, because you should not be the only one growing. Bring your honeys along together, and we are going to level up together, okay? Okay. I will see you next time, honeys. Okay, bye.
These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young.